Hey everybody, I'm Jason Gabriel and this is the Edge of Awake. Today is kind of a emergency video that I wanted to get something out tonight because there's about 36 hours or less until the market opens on Monday morning, and I think it's really important for a lot of you who chose to dive into the market the last 2 weeks or in the last month even over these short sale stocks. I think it's important that we get some information out there because a lot is being misconstrued, and a lot of experts are online and they're talking a good game about GameStop and others like AMC specifically, with the Reddit situation and the Discord group, Wallstreet bets. And this is an important video. If you don't share videos or you don't give a shit, I get it. I don't pander. I only sent out like 66 tags on my first video or something like that. I'm not looking for sympathy sympathy views. Okay, this is some real no bullshit information, and I apologize for my appearance. I don't have makeup, and I just went on this tonight. I want to get this out tonight, so I'm not going to sit here and worry about making myself look good for you. And I will be reading off my pad instead of spending the next 2 hours trying to edit and type all this into a script. I'll do that later so I can save it for myself, but I want to get this out there so that hopefully by tomorrow morning or this morning, Sunday morning, a lot of you could be hearing this and you give yourself a good day before you have to wake up to the market and reality slaps you in the fucking face. Excuse my language too in this one. I'm not holding back tonight. I don't care, as I'm in a market so that kids don't watch it or whatever, but just I'm gonna give a fuck tonight. Okay, I'm sorry. Like I said, if you don't share any other video this year, I appreciate if you share this one, not for me, but for your buddies and your family who's decided to tip some money in. Because I know some people who've put some real money in the market over the last few days, and they're hoping to fuck Wall Street, and we're about to talk about that for real. All right, so tonight I'm going to break down what happened in the market, hopefully in a meaningful way. And as usual, I'm going to reconcile as many facts as I can for you so that you can make the most informed decision moving forward. We need to get to the bottom of what this means for the general public, and I can tell you right now, it doesn't mean anything good. Probably even more importantly, this video will give many of you just a greater understanding of the decision that you have to make on Monday morning, whether or not you're going to hold on to these shares or whether you're going to go ahead and sell them, and, take the money and run. It's a vicious game that Wall Street is playing right now. Okay, everybody's talking about being rigged and all that stuff. Yeah, it's fucking rigged, and we'll talk about that too. And I've already told you guys about how Wall Street's a casino, and it is. It's not a market. I'm seeing all these different endorsements on the internet and these news channels. They had the Wolf of Wall Street on. That was funny. We'll talk about that. Elizabeth Warren has something to say about it. Championing the people, right? Working class, poor class people. She's out here talking about protecting Wall Street. And even the Secretary of Treasury, okay, is out there. And they all have different positions, but most of them are surrounding the fact that they want to protect these hedge funds. So I feel like some transparency is in order because we're not going to get transparency from the market, period. All right. If I can do anything with tonight's video, like I said, I just want you to be able to make that informed decision. So I'm going to talk about some things. First is why you will absolutely lose if you hang on to these stocks too long. Second would be, I'm going to outline some of the market lies and tactics that they're putting out there. They're trying to get you to sell your stocks and the things that they're doing to make sure that it doesn't really matter if you sell because they'll sell. I'm not making a recommendation for you to sell here tonight, but I just want you to understand what selling or not selling means. There's kind of a two-sided bet going on, and you're not involved in that, and that's important for you to understand. And there's psychological warfare. You got Google, like I said, Elizabeth Warren, Wolf of Wall Street. You got all the news and media. You got the government. Everybody's got their hats in it. We're going to use some logic and statistics to see what kind of decisions you really have to choose from, come Monday morning or later. As I've stated, nothing of value was ever achieved, through brief effort. So my videos tend to be long, but of course I will work to make sure that it's worth your while. So the first thing is why you will absolutely lose money if you play these short stocks for too long. Okay, and for those of you who think the stock market is anything resembling a market, either real or virtual, I'm here to tell you that there's no such thing. The stock market doesn't provide you products at set prices. Those prices change minute to minute. You don't fill up your cart and go to checkout and leave with something that you own. You don't own anything. You have an interest in those companies, and that's kind of difficult for a lot of people to understand. At any moment, at any point, up and down the market, from the firm, the buyer, the broker, the actual company that's being traded, the clearing houses, and even the markets themselves, at any one of these levels, the price can and will be changed, and the situation can and will be changed. And again, that doesn't have anything to do with you. Okay, that is manipulated by them. And even the product itself changes. I mean, as you buy and sell a company, the company's inner workings change daily. And they make deals, they break deals, they make money, they lose money. And not all of that is being accounted for in real time in these prices. So just stop thinking that that's the truth. Okay, it's not an adequate evaluation of the company, and we'll get to that as well. A lot of people should have realized this by watching what Facebook and Twitter did when they realigned their company's values, all right, and manipulated the stock so that they could actually make a lot of money after claiming they lost a lot of money. And they did make a lot of money, and they will make a lot of money. As I said, it will be record years for Twitter and probably Facebook as well. A lot of people experience this when Robinhood froze your buying and selling schedules, mostly your buying schedules, right? Telling you couldn't buy these volatile stocks that were making money, but you could buy or you could sell them, right? And you can buy and sell anything else less lucrative. Then that's cool, all right? But on the definite money makers, no, you were blocked, and a lot of you were mad about that, all right? But you didn't read the terms of service very carefully. They can do what the fuck they want. So, for those of you who don't understand what shorting a stock is, okay, basically a firm can make a wager, and that's exactly what it is. It's a bet, okay? They can say this is what they believe a company is worth, even though it's trading at whatever other value, which again, we've already established that the trading value is not the actual value of the company. And these guys, these speculators, that's what they get paid to do, okay, is understand what the real value of the company is. So they can say, no, GameStop's never going to go over $20 again. All right, I'm going to use 20 for a reason, right? It was at 20 this year at the beginning of the year. And then they can say, or it's very unlikely, right? It's within a margin of error. We talk about margin of error. They use statistics. They use algorithms, right, to establish a margin for error. And then they don't buy the stock, or they don't sell the stock. They don't even own the stock. They get someone who does own the stock to lend it to them, and then they sell that stock. So they're selling stock they don't even own, but these hedge funds or the people who are the hedge funds are working with, who they borrow the stock from, they're the ones who are financially kind of like on the hook for it. And then kind of the broker and the middleman, they only have to really pay if something goes wrong. So that's kind of key. Even when you simplify this, it's still really complicated because, again, the person selling the stock doesn't actually own the stock. And most of the time, they only have to put up collateral to make these series of transactions occur. So while you and I have to pay real money to enter the market, and while you and I have to pay real money in real time to purchase these shares, right? These people, they don't have to do anything. They just have to own enough assets, right, to make these trades. So if I want to buy, say, $15,000 in AMC, I can't be like, oh, hey, I got equity in my house, or oh, I'll put up my Beamer. I got the pink slip for this Beamer paid off, right? They don't give a shit. They don't want your Beamer. They don't want your busted ass house, right? But they will accept the collateral from these other people because they're fucking rich and you're not. Okay. The problem is that if the stock price doesn't fall according to their, assessment of the market, the firm then has to put up even more collateral to cover their loss. And again, to be specific, they don't have to pay out their losses. They can literally just put up more collateral to secure the shares. Again, I'm not trying to, this is for everybody, so I'm not trying to be confusing, but just understand, they don't need actual money to stop you from making money, okay? They only need collateral. And there's a lot of them, there's a lot of hedge funds, there's a lot of big dicks out there, a lot of people with a lot of money, a lot of collateral that all work together, so there's no end to the amount of capital that they can put up to fight you. All right, so let's see, my point is, that isn't really a problem. It sounds like a problem, right, that they have to put up more collateral. At least that's something, right? Or they could liquidate and pay out, but these guys are market professionals working on, proven principles. They're not going to back out. No, they got way more patience, way more time, way more collateral than you or anybody else. So it's not as bad as it sounds that they might have to put this stuff up. Okay, so you be the judge, all right? So think about it. As we speak, the CEO for the NASDAQ, the CEOs of all the major markets, all the top hedge fund managers, all the top treasury officials for the United States government, and all of those for the entire world. This isn't a US thing. This isn't a Discord Reddit thing. This isn't a NASDAQ thing. Okay? This is an entire world market situation. All right? People from all over the world invest in NASDAQ. People who run and organize other markets, like New York Stock Exchange. The people who own and run that invest in the NASDAQ. Right? All of your government, politicians, all the world leaders, everywhere, every country, no bullshit, they all got a stake. And I promise you, it's 2:04 a.m. on Sunday morning, right? Saturday night. And I promise you, they're up right now. They are talking. They've got conference calls. They got this shit like gangbusters, and they are trying to figure out how to make sure that not only you don't make money off of this, but that they don't take losses on this. And that it's not going to happen again in the future. It will, but they're going to do everything they can to make sure that that doesn't happen. So think about that. Just think about that. High-ranking government officials, including our own Secretary of the Treasury, Janet Yellen, who reported making almost $1 million from the exact hedge fund that has already bailed out the hedge fund that took a fucking bath on this. Okay? They've already pledged $2.7 billion to bail them out. That hedge fund paid our Secretary of the Treasury almost $1 million just for speaking engagements. A couple, just a few. All right? Most of them online. $810,000 or more that we know of. And she's in the room, either virtually or otherwise. She is in the room, and she is talking to these hedge funds, and she is talking to these market officials, and she is telling them that she will do everything in her power to make sure that they don't take a loss on this. I'll bet you everything I got right now. I don't got much, sorry. But the real question is, okay, does that sound like a game that you can win? I mean, just think about it. The top financial minds of the entire human race, not of the US, not of the NASDAQ, right? The entire financial community and all of the finest minds and wealthiest people in the entire world right now are up and working and will be working all through tomorrow to make sure that when the market opens on Monday, they have the advantage. Does that sound like a fight that you can win? Now, as I've said, the stock market is a casino, okay? And we all know that every game in the casino is designed to favor the house. The odds are in favor of the house. And it's the job of the employees of the house, of the casino, to keep you in the seat and keep having you pump money into the machines, right? Because the longer you do so, the more the odds are stacked against you statistically. So, I mean, if you don't believe that, I want you to take a minute and I want you to look up the number of active short sales right now, right? If a short sale was unsuccessful and the companies took a bath on it and they had to pay out, those short sales no longer exist. They're done. But if you look up right now the number of short sales, they're virtually the same exact number. Why? Why is there still the same virtual number of short sales active in GameStop as there was when the short sales fell through? We'll get to that. Okay? There's a big fucking reason for that. Right. So right now, the general public is being led to believe that major losses occurred where they haven't happened yet, up to the tens of billions of dollars. At least $19 billion, what I saw reported. Okay. Now, this is the same exact lie, if you watch my first video, that Twitter told the public, right? And the news reported on it leading up to, a couple weeks back. Twitter actually ended up making all their money back and then some. So how is that possible if you just lost it, right? Doesn't make sense. So they're doing the same exact thing, and I actually believe the Twitter example is important because I think that if Twitter hadn't have done what it did, and it wasn't such a public mess where people saw Twitter supposedly lose billions of dollars and then immediately gain those billions of dollars back, I think that if the general public hadn't seen that they might not have been so inclined to take such a hard look at what the other short sales around the market were doing. I mean, these companies have been these hedge funds and financial institutions have been crushing companies all year during the pandemic. And they've crushed companies long before that, and they will still use this tactic to consume companies in the future. But to me, it's just interesting with the timing. So the lie that is being fed against is that really no one has lost anything yet. Okay? The first thing that the hedge funds involved in this situation would have done during their short sale, okay, would have been to start buying stock in GameStop and others that they've short sold once the stock rose above their margins. Let me repeat that. They say they've lost money, but they actually bought more stock. And that's important because if you remember, they didn't buy stock in the first place. They borrowed stock in the first place. They fucked that deal up. So when that deal turned south, what did they do? They doubled down. They put money in. And why would you do that? Again, we'll get to that. Oh, man. GameStop, okay, historically, at the end of last year was consistently trading at about $20 a share, okay? Anywhere down $2 to about $18. Then in January, it doubled to $40. Then it doubled again on the 22nd to $65. So they're trying to paint this picture that somewhere around the 25th, 26th, and definitely 27th, 28th, this big market condition arose and all these people, jumped in and fucked the speculators. But this did not happen overnight. Okay, the stock price has been rising exponentially for companies like GameStop all month. GameStop was growing steadily, though exponentially, but then it doubled again on the 26th and 27th. Like, this stock reached a high of $483 on the 28th, but then by that time the market had about enough. All right. And let me be clear again, they haven't lost anything yet. They didn't stop playing the market because they lost the single bet, because they failed to meet their margin for the short sale. Okay, again, immediately they would have done the following. They would have purchased more stock at a minimum to level out the debt. Right? That is why the lie is worse than anyone thinks. And just think about it, okay? This is the part where we got to use our big brains. All right. How much did these firms actually short the sale of these stocks? No fucking clue, right? There's no way for you to know. There are number of short sales over a period of months to multiple customers, and there's no way for us to get a real number because there's no regulation that requires them to be transparent and let us know that. So we literally have to go back to the stock values, and I've done that. I've gone back 2 years, and I want to show you exactly what they were trading at. Okay, $4. $4 is what GameStop was trading at the beginning of last year, but right before the pandemic. $4. That's the most accurate value that we can get for the true valuation of a single share of stock. $4. All right. And that was at about 2-3 million shares. All right. That's important. $4, 2-3 million shares. You go back a week from there, a year and a week, $4. A year and 2 weeks, $4 to $5. A year and 3 weeks, $5 to $6. A year and a month, $6. 2 months, $6. October 2019, $5.50 to $6. September 2019, $4. August, $4. July, $5.50. June, $7.75. May, $8.50, $9. April, $10. March, $11.50. February, $11. January, 2 years ago, $13 to $15. 2018, $15, $15, $15, $14, $14, all the way down, $14, $16, $18. So in the last 2 years, 3 years almost, the highest this is traded at, we'll say 2 years, the highest this is traded at is $18. On average, the highest, $15. Okay? How much could they possibly have shorted the stock? This is the fucking lie that they're pushing. How could they have possibly shorted the stock by any significant amount? Let's just do some basic fucking math, okay? 2 years of historical data showing GameStop. This is by GameStop. I looked this up on GameStop's forum on their website. These are the smartest financial minds on the fucking planet. I'm just a regular dude, but I can look and see that January 25th and 26th, when real market players were in the mix, it was up to 179 million shares. What did I say before? 2-3 million shares? A couple million shares? 179 million shares at a third of the market price that it closed on Friday. Okay, about $150. So take that number for a second. 1 and 2 years ago, a couple million shares, a couple dollars a share. At its highest, $15 a share. How fucking much could they have possibly shorted that stock? $10 they shorted? They would have had to purchase it, between that, $15 and $20 mark. Short it by 10, still make some money. $12? Let's say if they shorted $15, they would have been giving it away for free most of the time. If they shorted it by $15. So let's use $15, all right? That's the maximum dollar amount that they could have shorted, right, before they were giving that shit away for free, all right?